We just got some news recently that we lost one of the homies, one of our bros, Black Ice. You familiar with Black Ice?
Super familiar.
Yeah, man. Black Ice is a poet. We don't know the cause of death at this point, but rest in peace to Black Ice.
Wow.
Condolences to his family. How did you hear about Black Ice?
Def Poetry Jam, I believe.
Yeah.
He was a legend on that platform.
Yeah, Black Ice he's from Philadelphia. Russell Simmons, I do believe that even though Saul Williams and Jessica Care Moore and these people were innovators in that space, right? And those were the first poetry scene on Def Poetry Jam. I don't think you would have had a Def Poetry Jam without Black Ice.
He was one of my favorites.
Yeah, Russell Simmons saw Black Ice, and at that time he had a DMX signed a Def Jam. And he was like, yo, that's like a poetry DMX.
Damn.
That's how I used to describe him. So from my vantage point, and the spoken word poets who were on back then, they might correct me. But from the perspective of, because I'm in the spoken word community, but I'm more hip hop. From my perspective, you don't get Def Poetry Jam without Black Ice. And when I posted about him online, the stories, man, that people posted in my comments about how he touched their lives directly, man, was so inspirational.
Rest in peace to the brother, man.
Yeah, rest in peace.
As an MC, a lyricist, in the current era, we are losing a lot of folks at kind of randomly, it feels, you know.
Yeah.
And I've been doing a lot of thinking about that because the institution of MCing is one where words matter.
Yeah.
And the words become the lived legacy of these people after they pass on. And in my own art, I've been thinking a lot more about that because I want people to be able to go interface with those words in a particular way at some point. You know?
Yeah, we're going to talk about how the words matter. And that's going to be like a theme of this episode because, you know what I'm saying? We are both MCs. You know what I'm saying? As Jill Scott said about Black Ice, she said, that's my real friend with a real pen. You my real friend with a real pen. So first I want to talk about how Jay-Z has been putting the bars on the upper echelon level. Like the OGs is back outside. Like Public Enemy is back outside. Like Jay-Z just sold out Yankee Stadium.
I've been waiting for you to bring up Hov.
Okay.
Because not even on the politics side of the ball, just on the MC level. Because for me, there's a very interesting something going on with Talib and Hov as MC.
What you mean?
Like, I think, you know, like where I'm from, I think Midwest dudes, we like see other Midwest cats that spit. Like if I was in the room with Royce the 5'9", like I would have an ultimate head nod towards him because it's Royce the 5'9", you know, like that's a titan for Detroit rap and Midwest rap. Like, you know, I look at bro and I see a lot of things I could relate to in myself and him and similar, right? And I think like with you and Hov being both from Brooklyn and you being kind of like the underground logo, him being the mainstream logo, you know.
Yeah, I feel like there's something symbiotic there.
Yeah.
I feel like there's a yin and yang thing there. And he acknowledged it when he said my name in those bars back in the day. I think that Jay-Z is unique in terms of he's an exception to the rule. He is someone who is a hustler and a capitalist, so much to the point where he's so good at it that he came from destitute and being a street level dude to being a billionaire. And so his story is inspirational to a lot of people. But the capitalist part of it is when you juxtapose that against who he is as an artist, it seems hypocritical and it seems to not make sense. But that's why he's the exception to the rule. He is the rare example of someone who is pure capitalism, but also pure art at the same time. That's a hard balance to strike. We've seen Nas struggle with that. Like Nas couldn't be both in his career. He had to be all artists. Later in his career, and I'm not gonna put capitalist on Nas because I don't really, you know, Hov I think moves obviously like a capitalist. Nas, I don't know the way he sees economics politically. I know he has a hustler spirit. I know he's trying to take care of his family. I know I respect the fuck out of that. But I think that Nas focused on the money later in his career. Now when people talk about Nas leveling up with his investments and all that, he was focused on when he signed the deal with Search. You know, that wasn't a good deal by many, many metrics, but Nas will never disrespect Search. Because Nas is the way Nas from, in public at least, the way he talks about it was like, yo, that's the deal that put me on. Hov came in the game like, fuck them deals. Like, we Roc-A-Fella, we the owners. They approached it differently. I'm a businessman, that's a whole different way to approach it. And so I think that he puts equal amount of passion into making money as he does into the art. That's why he couldn't sit down for so many years without saying something. That's why he's like, I gotta go on offense. To him, it's about art. I don't think his ego is to the point where he cares about what all these people are saying as a man, as a father, right? I think that the Jay-Z with the umlaut really cares about the art. The Jay-Z without the umlaut is like, hey man, that's just one part of me. You know what I'm saying? But that's why he had to put that umlaut back in. And I think as a poet, when it comes to me, and not just me, but Common and Dead Prez, he studies us. He was studying. And that's why he said what he said, because he understood that when it comes to the vanguard of the art, at least for that time period when we had those records out, whether it be The Light or Hip Hop or Get By, that's the real shit. I think signing Kanye, who Kanye was at that time, they were getting the best of both worlds.
Wow. That's profound. How much of Roc-A-Fella as a finalized product do you think was a necessity, or was it an idea that just associated with his personality more so? Like, for example, some people's like, I'll never work for nobody, right? Not that there's anything working for folks, because people have to have jobs.
Right.
But somebody in the midst is going to be like the dude that's like, no, I don't want no record deal. I want to own the company.
Right.
Was that do you think that was a necessity?
Yeah, it's not just Roc-A-Fella, but it's that era. It was Bad Boy, it was Rough Riders, it was Swisher House. Swisher House a little later, but Bad Boys was Death Row. It was Suave House.
Yeah, Suave
it was,
House.
You know, it what Jay Prince and them was doing. All those things. Tony Draper, even to the point of like Jermaine Dupri and LaFace, and all those things are very important. Hove is just one part of that. But that, I mean, they showed us the way. There's a gift and a curse to that, because people stopped wanting to be artists and more wanted to be CEOs in that era. Like that whole I'm a businessman thing. Like there's a gift and a curse to that. But at the same time, how could I be mad as coming from where I come from to see Black people using art to level up and feed our community, to feed our families? Like, yeah, there's, you know, you're gonna get some negativity with it. You're gonna get some whack raps. You're gonna get some, you know, fights in the music business. You're gonna get things that come with the hood when you have people who come from the hood. But I mean, it's a net positive. I would never down another Black man for making money at all. Like this whole like anti-capital, like I've been rolling with like leftist, progressive, revolutionary, anti-capitalist people for a long time. These terms y'all using on the internet now, eat the rich, you know what I'm saying, and hit the guillotine, y'all saying that on Instagram. Y'all not in the street saying that. Y'all don't mean that. So it's weird to me to see the rhetoric, to see people judged by this metric that y'all wasn't living this whole time. It's like watching football. Y'all all care about FIFA all of a sudden? Get the fuck out of here. Y'all didn't care about that until a month ago, until the marketing made y'all care about it, which I'm fine with. Like, okay, we all gonna pretend we cared about football the whole time. It's cool, but don't come at me like, you been on this. Y'all ain't been on this. That's how we got to this point.
Yeah, somebody called me and said that they felt like I wasn't doing a very thorough deep dive or analysis when I put out there that personally at this point in time, I do feel like Hove is the hardest dude in the game. You know what I'm saying? And my rankings of why I would say that, it's like creating an EA Sports player. You know, you need a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. It's not all one thing that
well, a lot of people who have those conversations, particularly online, are people who do not participate in hip hop. They don't make no hip hop. They don't write no rhymes. They don't write no beats. They definitely don't buy no albums. They don't participate in this culture. They don't go to shows to just see the show. They go to shows to be seen.
Which side are you on? Get off the fence, son. Which side are you on? Get off the bench, son.